WWE on Netflix, Turnbuckle Talk. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Turnbuckle Talk. We are here, man. WWE Netflix era, man. It's a brand new era. Reggie is in the building. I'm 411. We here to talk professional wrestling.
Yeah.
What up?
Yeah, man. It's a new
Okay.
season. It's a new season
Yeah.
all the way around. New year. Happy New Year.
Happy New
So
Year, bro.
happy New Year, all the people out there. Yeah, man. Let's get into it. What did you think of the opening of the show before we get into the matches?
I thought, man, look, it just felt good, man. It felt like it was a special event, man. Like it
Mm-hmm.
felt like a special event. It felt like they, how you watch uh, a boxing, you know, pay per view or MMA night or something like that. It just felt like that. It felt a little different than the typical,
That
WWE
energy,
intro. You know what I mean?
right? That energy. It had like a big fight.
Right.
Energy to me.
Yeah, a big fight energy and going to a platform like Netflix, it just felt different than just like tuning into your local cable channel and you had like a sitcom right before the wrestling come on or a rerun of some series or something. It felt like this was an event. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to get yourself together and tune in and be ready for it. That's exactly what it
Right.
felt like.
Right, and I was wondering to myself, is it going to be like that every week? Hopefully it is. I don't know how they're going to do it, uh, because it seems like when we get into the match, it seems like some stuff began, then it seemed like some stuff kind of ended. So I can't. One thing for sure, I can't wait the next Monday to see the follow up. You there, Mister 411? Mister 411 is driving, so he may go out. I just want to start by talking about the kickoff of the show with the big curtains and kind of like the projector on the curtains.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I thought you went out. I'm sorry. I was just telling them about the intro with the canvas and the projector, and them
yeah.
talking about the sport of wrestling. And you kind of they had a curtain up, and if you listen, they kind of pull back the curtain a little bit. They talk about the baby face versus the heel and everything like that. How wrestling's been, playing out over the few years, over the years that it's been created, and it just seemed to me like now WWE is in a world of their own, and that's what I got off of the intro that Triple H gave on the projector before he started talking, and I really did like it. It really had me kind of on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, it did, and like I say, man, it just felt special. And think about the arena that it was in. It was at a special arena too, man. That arena where the Clippers play at, the Intuit Dome, that is a tremendous arena. A lot of money was put into it. Those screens are interactive. The Clippers have revealed that a lot too about how interactive those screens are, and it was just the right place in the right city, Los
Mm,
Angeles, to do something this grand. And think about all the people that were there. Like you had all kind of people outside of the wrestling world. All in all parts of the entertainment world was there. You had
right,
executives from uh, Netflix and TKO, and they had all the wrestlers there too that was not actually in the ring or on the
right, right,
card. They were there too, just like in other big fights where you have like if you watch a boxing match and they pan the arena and you see the middleweight champion over here, the welterweight champion here, and it's a big heavyweight bout. You know what I'm saying? It just felt it
Right.
felt
Right.
felt special, man.
You know what? What you're saying there, I'm kind of wondering is that what we talked about it before? Was that what TKO is leaning towards, like they do the UFC, where it is really going to be an event, and we probably. I know they're going to still have the heel versus babyface, but it's probably going to get more realistic, and it'll be cool if somebody's watching the matches every week besides the fans. Other wrestlers are watching it and tuning in. I didn't even think about this. This kind of what they did the whole UFC. You got your superstars from Hollywood, and then you got the wrestlers themselves
Yeah,
for the
yeah, man. It felt like that. And one thing about WWE, we gotta say this, like they've had matches throughout the years, where actually throughout the decades, where it's been, heel versus heel or face versus face. I mean, you tune into Monday Night Raw, you might see the Judgment Day fighting somebody from the bloodline, and they were both heel factions at the time. You know what I'm saying?
right,
We had
right,
that. You have Cody Rhodes going against KO or AJ Styles just of late. I'm thinking of matches of late, you know what I'm saying, when they both were faces, you know what I'm saying, before KO flipped like this. Him and Cody had a match and they both were faces. It was about pride, it was about giving KO an opportunity that he deserved. You remember all that? So like
right.
they've done this, they have this kind of stuff going a lot. Like you seen Gunther go against heels, um
Mm.
when and he's a heel himself. We've seen this. So like it's
And
not new that WWE does that. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. And I talk about that. The one of the matches from Monday night. I don't know was there a true heel and face with Punk and Rollins because I still don't really know what CM Punk is.
Well, I'm glad you said that because, like, if you want to go ahead and kind of talk about that match a little bit, because that was the
Yeah,
main event.
let's
Um,
we can jump
yeah,
around. We can
we
start
can
with
cur-
that.
yeah, we can curtail right into that because you're right. CM Punk hasn't really changed his stripes. He's the character that he's been, and
Hmm.
only difference is the fans are cheering for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the ones that really love him by the and but he really hasn't changed who he is. Even when he came over to WWE, first reintroduced himself, he said he's here for not to make friends, he's here to make money. That's not a
Right.
that's not a face. You know what I'm saying? So he blurs the line between not
He's breaking up. I think he was about to tell y'all that the CM Blunt kind of blurs the
is
line. Yeah, you broke up a little bit, but I got you. You still there? Okay, until he gets back on, we're gonna go ahead and get into that match. Which this is a match, Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Been building since actually it's been about a year because it was last year. Well, I'm talking about a year. The new year just started. It started Survivor Series when CM Punk came back during that Bloodline versus who was it out there? Dang, I need Mr. 411 because I forgot the match. But you had Cody, you had Randy Orton um, versus the Bloodline. And at the end, CM Punk comes out, and you had a lot of guys who were mad at CM Punk at that time. You had Drew McIntyre, who we know what they went through, and then Seth, who I think was actually probably first on the chopping block for CM Punk when he got into the WWE because of the things that happened to them behind the scenes. So this is a long brewing story, even though we haven't, got that many weeks of them clashing. It's actually been something that people know was there. Mr. 411, you back?
yeah.
I don't think. Okay,
Hold
okay.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm back. Now, what is the last thing
Okay.
you heard from me?
The last thing I heard from you, you was talking about how CM Punk was kind of like a tweener. We don't know what side he was on, and then I was telling the folks about this match itself, getting into the match and how it's been actually going on since last Survivor Series when CM Punk made his debut.
Very good, very good. Yeah, and the same thing with Seth. Like he's still the same Seth that he's been. Only reason he
Hmm.
kind of moved over to the face side with the fans is because the fact that he aligned with Cody to go against the bloodline. You know what I
Right,
mean? So that was it. But he still that was kind of who he is too. I think it was like a grudge match between two guys that they both blurred the line. So just to go back to what you
right,
were saying about the face versus heel thing, but yeah, the match, man, the story behind it, it all makes sense. There's a lot of truth within why they feud with each other. Because CM Punk did leave WWE. CM Punk
right.
did bash WWE as much as he possibly could. CM Punk came back and worked on that night show where it was like Booker T,
Hmm.
Renee. You know what I'm saying? That was by Fox. That wasn't ran by WWE.
Right,
So he technically wasn't working for WWE even then at that time. But like he's always had that big grudge ever since he left. And for him to come back, Seth has been holding it down all this time. Seth has been
right,
loyal to WWE. So he really is telling he really has a great point. Now will the fans ride with it? That's the thing. So, but to me, man, very good match. It was a main eventer. Like you saw two real pros go at it in that match, man.
right. And I want to say hats off to CM Punk. I don't know if I've said it on the show in the past, but I was not a
Yeah.
CM Punk fan when he was with the other organization, AEW. I didn't see
Okay.
all the hype or whatever. But since he been in WWE, I've kind of jumped on the scene, CM Punk bandwagon because he put
Yeah.
on that feud with that's with Self. He earned my respect. Well, not with Self, with Drew McIntyre. He earned my respect. So I can't wait to see what is it going to be another rematch with him himself or what's going to happen because I actually thought that Seth was going to get the first win this time. I didn't see CM Punk getting that clean victory over him.
Well, yeah, and that's what makes it beautiful, man, is that, you know, he did get that win. He did get the clean victory. Uh it was a tough match. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was a tough match, and they both went for their moves. There was some key moments where, Seth or CM Punk rolled out the ring, at the right moment where he could have been got. Uh, Seth, it was just whoever blinked first, and Seth happened to be the one to blink first in this matchup. And man, what is it? Two go to sleeps.
Right,
I
right,
mean that's rough, man. And it just to me, it's a long way from being over. It there's somewhere somehow some way they're gonna meet again. At a major at a premium live event or a Saturday night's main event or something. Like this is gonna be a series, bro. Like it's
yeah. I
not gonna
think
be just one.
I really think they're gonna wrap around, come back around on this one, and maybe for a title or someone, if someone gets a title, CM Punk herself, it will have a little bit more on the line. So I do think they're gonna come back. So I think they might give it a break for a second. I don't know, but that's what I think is gonna come back around, and it's gonna be for the goal.
Well, remember, CM Punk has also said and stated, and he has a clear mission statement that he is trying to get to the WrestleMania main event. That's the one thing that he hasn't accomplished.
Right. I think he went out again. You back? Yeah, I think he went out again. But like Mr. 411 is saying, from the get go, that's what CM Punk he wants. He wants the gold. He wants the big show. He wants the money. So I really think they're going to wrap this match back around for either the WWE title from Cody or the World Championship from Gunther, with one of those guys defeating him. and until Mister 411 come back, and I think he gonna have to fill me in because my memory's short. I only watched the show one time. I haven't went back to watch it yet, but if you don't have nothing else to say about that match, I'm gonna go over to the match for the women's world title with Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Another feud that feels like it's been going on for ages. Um, you got Rhea trying to get a title back that wasn't actually lost by pinfall. She had to give it up. And you got Liv Morgan who jumped on the opportunity and came and got that belt. And she's been getting the best of Rhea so far. So now it looks like this is the match where either Rhea comes through or Liv puts her away, and she got to go back around. And she's not the number one contender. She has to actually beat some people before she get another shot at Liv Morgan. But in the end, Rhea came away with the victory, which most people thought she gonna get that victory. It was a hard fought match, one of the best matches I've seen Liv Morgan actually put on since she's had the title, or even since she been in the WWE. I really think this reign actually helped her stock a little bit. She had a match with I forgot the girl from this is where Mr. 411 needs to be on because I forget the names. But she had a match
Oh,
before. Who was it? Who was the? I'm talking about. I wrapped up the self match. Who was the
yeah.
lady that Liv Morgan went against? That
Ooh,
the
was it
team.
EO Sky?
No, no, not that one. She teams with Rey Mysterio of them.
Oh, was Zelina Vega?
Right, right. Zelina Vega.
Yes,
That match
Zelina
before I was talking
Vega.
about.
Okay.
And I was just saying about how many people lived on, ran through since she got the title and how her stock has risen since she got that title.
Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Liv Morgan has impressed, man. And I think Liv Morgan, and you may have already said this, but Liv Morgan really, her stock is through the roof now, man. Like she doesn't have to be her muscle.
I hate they keep going
To
out
be
because I
her
got something
muscle.
to add. Okay,
Yeah, you
okay,
know what I'm
okay. You
saying?
got yeah. You was talking about Raquel coming in and
Yeah,
being that sidekick. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Because which she needed with Rhea. I don't like how they did Raquel though. I thought she would be more of a monster. Sometimes she kind of cowered out of it, but it was good that she has that backup, and she also was like another kind of member of the Judgment Day with her linking
yeah,
up with Dawn.
yeah. Cause that helped. And if you can still hear me, Reggie, that helped remix the Judgment Day a little bit because now,
Right,
with Dominic Mysterio having, leaving Rhea to boo up with Liv, that helped transition the Judgment Day because you lose the two leaders. Well,
right.
they say it's no leaders, but we know that you lose Rhea and my guy, but
Damien Priest.
Priest, yeah, Damon Priest. But you seamlessly kind of transition that Judgment Day with when you include like Liv. Plus, the story connects because she has the belt that Rhea covets. So, that
Right.
all worked itself out. But Liv really has turned into a main eventer, man. And so
Yeah.
big props to her.
I'm gonna ask you this real quick off subject. You think? Yeah, I heard rumors of Alexis Bliss coming back. Do you think Liv has kind of took her spot?
I mean, they have a similar look, if you will. You
Mm-hmm.
could, but I don't know because Alexis, well, here's the thing. I guess technically you could say yes because when you're not there, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
the next woman up, right? So yeah, she's kind of taking that spot when you take the look of the character of the two, and somebody had to be somebody to carry the thing around, the torch around,
Right.
especially with Charlotte Flair out the picture and things like that. Like this opened the door for that. You know what I'm saying? Like no Charlotte Flair. Liv Morgan had a great opportunity. She took advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? She had some huge victories. She She won the big belt, over in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? So the crown jewel, like she has
Right.
some accolades on her now,
Oh, I
and I
forgot she
think
did
this,
win that belt.
yeah, yeah. So she has that. She has the ring that goes with that, and so Liv has had a great run, man, and then she loses on Netflix. Like she was in a
Right.
big spot there, so she's really cooking. Um, very, she did take the spot. To answer your question, she did take Alexis Bliss spot. Now Alexis returning, that does nothing but upgrade the roster. And remember, we
Right.
have more belts now. We got an IC title, Intercontinental
Mhm.
Women's. We have a US Women's title. So, and then you got two world titles, and you got the tag. So it's so much out there now that you know, we haven't seen the last of Liv
Right.
Liv Morgan
Right.
in the just
Good point. I do think if she doesn't go circle back around to Rhea, I think she might go for one of
she
those, the
might
Intercontinental belt or the US belt. I can definitely see her with one of them.
yeah, or she gets that one more rematch, that return match, and that might be a Saturday night's main event. You know what I'm saying? Return match, something
Right.
like that.
Right. I do think if they run it back, it might be a quick squash or something because I know that this one kind of going long in the teeth, and we want to see what's next up for Rhea.
Yeah. But yeah, that's big stuff, man. So maybe Raquel Rodriguez goes after Rhea for for a couple
Right. Some
couple tries
revenge.
at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we might see that layer too.
Which matches I missed? You got Self, you got the women's. It was one more before. That's right. Jay Uso versus Psychopath Drew McIntyre. What did you think about that little heated rivalry? It seemed like Drew trying to get back at everybody that done him wrong over the last 2 years. Sami Zayn,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
He already said Solo, you better look out. You on the list, and eventually it's gonna be Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. They gotta repay, and
Or
not to mention what he did to CM Punk. So the match it seemed like a few of these matches were kind of quick build, but they all have a backstory that you should already be aware of. You've been following things. So
yeah.
that one with now this one really surprised me, and I'm kind of mad that Jay came away with the victory. Do you see a reason why Jay got that victory? Because I see no reason to give Jay that victory.
I'll tell you why. If you can you hear me, Reggie? I just want to make sure you can
Yeah, I
hear me.
hear, I hear, I hear.
Okay. I believe that now, of course, I didn't know which way the match was going to go, right? Didn't
Mm-mm.
know that. Had no idea there. But I will say
Right.
this. I do think that it went to the way it ended, it makes sense because Drew McIntyre has been spending so much energy, right, trying to get back at everybody who's tied to Roman Reigns and the bloodline. And again,
Mhm.
remember earlier I said that the that Seth Rollins is right in his argument about CM Punk. Well, Drew McIntyre, in my opinion, is right with his argument. Drew
Oh yeah.
McIntyre he got screwed out the championship. Remember back at Clash of the Castle a couple years ago when the debut of Solo at Raw SmackDown level, his
Right.
debut was when he interfered and did the Samoan spike to Drew when Drew had Roman beat in his home country,
Mhm.
in Drew's home country. So his story, I mean his story, his revenge, that he's after, he's right about all this because
Right.
Roman did terrorize a lot of people. Roman did have a lot of help. The bloodline did destroy a lot of people's careers and stuff like that. So I get it. Jay, because of Roman, has become a face because he was done so wrong by Roman that he finally flipped on that. But look, the tide has turned, right? You got Jay as
Right.
the fan favorite, and Drew is like this guy everybody's mad about, even though Jay did all the dirty work for Roman.
Right.
So, but the way that the match ended, to answer your question, I think it makes sense in this case. Drew, his haste for trying to get at everybody, he let it slip. Similar to what happened with CM Punk. his animosity, his hatred towards CM Punk, the fury behind it. He made a couple mistakes, and he made a mistake last that Monday night. He had him beat. He had him beat. He went for another Claymore, and on this Claymore, Jay kind of duped him. You see what I'm saying? To get a quick
Right.
pin. It ain't like he like Jay wore Drew McIntyre out and almost beat him. He kind of slipped by and got away with that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's
Right.
kind of like
Right.
the old Road Runner and Coyote cartoon. He kind of got away with that one. And I think that's if it's going to end, I think that's a way that it could have ended, and it did. So Drew's got to get back to the drawing board and get focused. Like he got
Right.
to not lose focus at the right moment.
And that great point, because I didn't see that, but I see what you great point, because it looks like we said, Drew is right in everything he's doing, but he's so off the hinge with it that he's making a little mistake. It's costing him. It cost him the world title. It just cost him a victory right there. It cost him a victory with CM Punk dropping the beads on him and doing extra stuff instead of getting the pin. So you're absolutely right. If you calm down and focus, hey, he might get what he wants. But
Yeah.
like I said, Jay snuck a victory, um, which I didn't see. I really didn't see. I thought Drew was gonna maybe put Jay on the shelf for a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Hey, my turn to pass one to you. Let's talk about this guy, John Cena. Uh, he came out and it was already understood that this was his last run, right? But we
Mm-hmm.
just don't know exactly how the run's gonna go. Other than he did say, "Hey, this is my last WrestleMania. This is my last Royal Rumble. This is my last," like that
Right.
kind of stuff. But we don't know how it's gonna go. We don't know who his WrestleMania opponent is gonna be. We don't know if he's gonna win the Royal Rumble. Which, by the way, he announced that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. So, what do you think about Cena uh, calling his shot? Getting into the Royal Rumble. What do
I,
you think is
I
going to happen here?
I love it. I really don't know. I think every year, if you look back at since we were doing the show, every year we bought the Royal Rumble to be, on paper, the Royal Rumble is going to be great because you already got
Yeah,
John. You already got John Cena. Maybe Roman gets in a Royal Rumble. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since Roman's been in the Royal Rumble. You got Seth, you got CM Punk. Uh, I'm still one of the ones that's thinking Goldberg gonna come back. Not Goldberg, but hey, Goldberg actually might come
Goldberg.
back.
He might come back too.
Actually, he might come back. Brock Lesnar, that's what I'm looking for. So this Royal Rumble, Cena already done sold tickets by saying he's going to be in it. It's going to be a great show, and um, I'm looking to see who his first opponent going to be to knock the rust off. Because didn't Solo get a victory on? Solo got a victory on
Yeah,
him.
Solo beat him down. Remember? Yeah,
Austin Theory got a victory on him. Is he going to go back and try to rehash that feud and get his revenge back on those two guys that's beat him? So that's the last time we seen him in the ring. He's been beat. So all eyes on him. Is he going to go undefeated his last run? Royal Rumble win, go out with a title. I'm kind of tuned in to his story too. It seems like WWE got so many stories that you could be interested in.
yeah. I think he's not going to win the Royal Rumble. I think he's going to then try again at the Elimination Chamber because you get a title opportunity if you win that chamber too. So I think maybe one of those two is like his opportunity to get in that title picture, but I think he falls a little short. But I think he's going to end up having a match at WrestleMania against somebody. And I keep wondering, like, who could it be? Is it going to be somebody that if they win, if they beat Cena, that's going to launch their career? You know what I'm saying? To
Mm.
another kind
Wow.
of level. Uh, I try to think along the lines of an Austin Theory, so I'm gonna lean on Logan Paul, and I think it's going to be Cena and Logan Paul
I can
at
see that now.
WrestleMania.
I can see definitely him doing that. I can see that at SummerSlam though. For
That's
me,
another good
for
point. That's another good place. Okay.
For me, for wrestling, I think whoever you're gonna feud with is probably gonna start at the Rumble. Might eliminate John, or John might eliminate him. But I'm thinking Jacob Fatu because of the
Oh,
history that
wait.
John Cena has with Umaga, and people, they have the similarities there with Umaga and Jacob Fatu.
Wow.
And
Do you
Jacob
think Cena
Fatu is
can?
gonna be in the
Do
Royal.
you
Man,
think?
this Royal Rumble better be good.
Oh, don't worry, it's gonna be good, bro. Hey, you might as well go ahead and plan it. Let's go ahead and get the hamburgers and hot dogs ready, or the turkey dogs, turkey burgers. What we need to do, we need to get it ready, Reggie. And we need to watch this one. We can't. We got to get this one, man. It's just too many stars in
This
this
one,
thing, man.
I want to see them announce every. Back in the day, I remember this segment they had with Mean Gene Okerlund, and he would show everybody who's coming in. I mean, the surprise wasn't who's coming in; it's the surprise is when they coming in. So I want to know. I want to know, is Jacob gonna be in there, and is Seth gonna be in there?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but yeah, this is gonna be good, man. The Cena's run, and I like the way he's doing it. He's doing it his way. And he's
Mhm.
also kind of laid it out to everybody that this is it, but it's a run. It's not like this is last match coming up.
Right,
If you want to catch Cena, catch him on tour. This is the final tour, like a final concert tour of a band. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So like I like the way this is going, and then he can do this, do it to the best of his ability, and then he can go right back to the Hollywood thing that he's been working on for the last couple years.
Right,
So we'll
right,
see,
right.
man.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, this is a one that kind of sets the stage for other wrestlers. You do your
Yeah,
little
it's a template.
final run like you do in basketball for
Yeah.
everybody to see. Instead of you coming back and you out of your prime, and then you get in the
Okay.
ring and you kind of regret
And you
what you're doing.
right, you pull down my team like the Lakers right now. With somebody hanging around too long. We gonna leave that alone. Come on, man. You got me fired up, man. You got me
Your
fired up.
team, your team held hostage right now, so
Hey,
they
man,
held
losing to Dallas without Kyrie and Luka, man, okay. But anyway, hey, let's get to another guy that a lot of people are not high on right now, and that's Hulk Hogan, man. The immortal
man.
Hulk Hogan, man. He got booed, and I was sitting there listening to this, and I was like, "Are they booing?" I
We
said,
had the
"No."
same. We had the same thought there because I was the same thing. I heard it. It was kind of low. Then it got loud. Then everybody
Yeah.
joined in. I was like, "Oh, whoa! They are booing him." So
I
you
said
couldn't
maybe they
deny
booing
it.
Jim. Maybe they booing Jimmy Hart because Jimmy Hart was a heel, back in the WWE,
No,
rock and
no,
wrestling
man.
days. They were booing Hogan like
No.
this, and Hogan was selling his beer because he got the deal now with WWE with his All American beer, and he was talking
Right.
about his greatest tag team partners are the fans, and he's getting booed. And this ain't NWO Hulk Hogan. This
I
is
was
supposed
about
to
to
be
say that's
Hell in the
probably
Ring
what he
Hulk
should have
Hogan.
came out. He could redo it. He probably should have came out in NWO black and white. But
Yeah.
no, California was not
Oh,
having that. Los Angeles was not having that, man.
yeah. They were
And
not having it with Hogan, man.
I don't know, man. Netflix is a new era. Maybe
I think it got
maybe
to
it's
do with
time.
some stuff. I think it's got to do with that, the N word thing over the years and some other stuff.
Right.
But I like, we grew up on Hulk Hogan. I like Hulk Hogan.
Right.
And I know he's human. He make mistakes. I ain't talking about the N word part. I'm just talking about overall. He's had his life
Right.
just like everybody else, but he does so much for WWE and the business, and he's
You,
iconic.
you
Like
gotta
he went to WCW and dominated that in the same kind of fashion that he did when he was in WWE, and
right.
no one ever would have thought that. You know what I'm
He
saying?
is he
So
is wrestling. He is wrestling, living wrestling history.
yeah,
So you said you like him. You ain't gotta like him if you don't want to, but you gotta respect that. You can't do nothing but respect what he did for the business of wrestling.
yeah,
I think we just in an age where is what have you done lately? If you done something bad, we're gonna we're gonna, I don't know, set you in front of everybody and set you on
Mhm.
fire for everybody to look at you these days.
Yeah,
They don't care about what you did. So
yeah.
it was sad to see that. It was sad to see. I understand where people come from, but I would say this, and I can't tell people what to do. If it was somewhere else, Hogan came out and they booed him, I'll be all right. But you sitting in the seats that he is the reason why you sitting in them seats. So
Yeah.
you kind of respect you got to respect that a little bit. So you can't forget what he actually did, no matter if you don't like him or not.
Oh, absolutely, Reggie. I mean, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head with that. And Hulk Hogan, man, without that Hulkamania era, without him and Vince McMahon doing their thing, like, you know, it wrestling doesn't end up like it is today. You don't even
Mm-mm.
see what you see in today, whether it's WWE or any other program. Because if you watch these other programs, they all kind of follow that WWE
Right.
model, if you will. And so, like, now I know if we one day we're gonna dig into the history of it. We're gonna get Spivey on here, and we know that WWE Vince McMahon kind of did things his way to get it to that point. But at the end of the
Right.
day, the table was set for wrestling to be more than just a territorial thing, more than just your granddad watched it, and more and bigger than just you don't tell nobody you watch wrestling. You know what I'm saying? This thing is
Right.
out there and it's out there to everybody. And so
It,
you got to thank Hogan for that too, because he was a huge part of that.
I would say this: the E in WWE is built on Hulk Hogan, the entertainment part, because
Yeah,
he wasn't the best wrestler, but when it comes to putting on the show, entertaining, putting butts
yeah,
in seats, WrestleMania after WrestleMania, entertaining people, that's what Hulk Hogan did. So
yes, sir.
you got to respect that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hey man, any more matches we got to go over? I know we got Tribal Combat to talk about, but was there any other that we
I think
missed or
that's
didn't miss?
I
Okay.
think that's because they didn't have it was a long show. You know, it had the celebrity announcing the celebrities there. A few highlights about 2K25, and
Yeah,
then of course we still got the New Day, uh, who are now heels as
yeah,
they what they did to Big E and everything, embarrassing to him. So you had that segment, and also this segment with what's his name, carrying Cross and the Miz. It looks like they lining up to go against the Wyatt Six. So we
yeah,
had some, even though they didn't, wrestle, we still building the story for upcoming Raw events.
yeah.
And the
Amen.
last match was, I mean, the first match was last match we gonna cover after The Rock made his speech was the tribal combat match for the Ufa Lala between the OTC Roman Reigns, and then the self-proclaimed tribal chief Solo Sikoa. Tribal
Hey man,
combat, bloodline rules, kendo sticks, chairs, tables, some
wrestlers.
more wrestlers. You had the Tongalo and Tama Jacob coming out there, and then who came in for the save on Roman side? Who was that?
Well, on Roman side, you had Sammy and Jey Uso.
Sammy and Jay. Did Cody come out there?
I don't remember Cody, but Cody
I
was in the
know Cody
stand.
came. Did Cody come out and help somebody in his shoes, in his hard bottom shoes?
I don't remember.
I think he did. I can't remember. I got to go back, but I remember. And then KO came out too, right? Didn't KO come out, or am I
Oh
mixing
yeah,
it?
you are. No, no, no. You KO did. Yeah, okay, yeah. KO came out. KO the one came out and did the stunner on
Right, right.
and then that's when yeah. So you right. So yeah, man, it was chaotic, bro. Like it
Yeah, yeah.
was it was
That's how
everybody.
chaotic
It is all hell broke loose, man, in that match, and then ultimately Roman, sealed the deal on that and uh earned his place as the only tribal chief at this point. But man, what a match though! It was still a good match, and real quick on Solo, people have to remember. he just kind of started wrestling. He's only been, I think, on SmackDown slash Raw for about 2 years now. He
Right.
was in NXT 3 years ago, and
Street
so
champ,
for
right?
him, the street champ, yeah. So for him to go from that to main event status, and also think about it, he's starting to talk more too, and do all those type of things, and you got a glimpse of what he can be like as a leader of a faction and things like that. So he's really taken off, and so Solo is going to be a force to be reckoned with for a while, man. This again, imagine him being in the Royal Rumble too. This thing is stacked, bro.
Right.
Um,
Oh my goodness. Right.
yeah, it's
Right.
crazy.
Right. And I hope.
They're in the go ahead.
No, I was going to say. I always talk about this when we talk about Royal Rumbles. My greatest memory was Axe at number one, Smash at number two, Demolition going at it. I want to see
Yes,
Solo and Jacob go in there and go at each other.
yeah, yeah, that was awesome, man. And hey, man, we gotta say this too, Reggie. Did you see the kicks that Roman had on, man?
Oh yeah, those
Did you
those
see?
Nike. I wanted them. Time he
Yeah,
came out, that's the first thing I saw. I was like, them fresh right there, them fresh. And I heard he put
man.
them up for. You gonna bid on them? I heard he putting them up for auction.
Oh man, look, I ain't got that Reggie money. I can't do that, man. I ain't got that Reggie money. I mean,
Man,
all that I could do, I might put $1 on it and and hope nobody click the button or something. But man, look, man, Roman Reigns, man, like
oh, that's a good.
what
Ooh, my good. They
what
kind of look like Kobe's too.
yeah, and they are. I think they are Kobe's, and with the twist, having like the whatever the Samoan stuff is on it and all that. But man, these shoes, man, like
Dude,
man, I was looking at the shoes during the match, man. I was like, this, like they,
that's
man,
that's what caught. I think that caught everybody. You know, Pat McAfee said something about it. So I
yeah,
think that's what
yeah,
caught everybody's eye that he had them shoes on.
yeah, man. They taking this thing to a whole nother level, man, with this wrestling, man. So I'm on board with it. And hey, Tribal Chief, now we got to see what's next, man. The Rock came out and he just kind of like he was kind of friends with everybody
Right,
Monday night. Your
right, and,
thoughts?
and and he came out. He congratulated Cody for his run so far, and like I said, when Roman got the victory, he gave him the Ufalala. Then no doubt that hugged him. That's family. A lot of people was waiting to see are we going to have the final boss either attack Roman or Paul Heyman turn, but everything was just smooth. But I don't think that's the end of it. Not at all. Do I think that's the end of it? Just because he gave him the respect. This probably is some more heritage to give him the respect. But I don't know. I don't know about this one. Maybe
Yeah,
he's
me
gonna
too,
let it.
man. I it
I
feel
don't
like
think
it.
that's somebody talking about to the Rock.
Nah, it feel like it's a calm before the storm scenario here,
Mm-hmm.
Reggie. It feels like the calm before the storm. It feels like The Rock is setting a trap for whoever, and we don't know who it's going to be for because he dapped up Roman, he dapped up Cody, he gave praise to Cena, he gave praise to somebody else in the back. Oh, Drew McIntyre, he just going around and rightfully so. I mean, it's a good thing to do because all these guys are working hard for the company. But it just feels like The
Right.
Rock is going to drop a bomb on somebody here real soon. And I don't know if it's going to be that he's going to try to take over and be, you know, even though he is considered high chief at this point, he really don't have a reason to do that the more I think about it. But you think at some point he's going to he's got to clash with Roman at some point in time. He's got to clash with Cody at some point in time. I think
Mm.
I just have no idea right now, and they're keeping us guessing, which is good.
The Rock wins Royal Rumble.
Wow, The Rock, he can show up at number 30 in the Royal Rumble and put himself right in that spot, which is a spot that Roman wants to be in. Because let's not forget, even though Roman Reigns is battling within the bloodline, he still wants that belt that Cody took from him. That's
Right,
not over.
right,
That's not over either. You see what I'm saying?
right.
It's so much going on, man. It's so many different moving pieces right now that there's no way to figure it out. But there is one thing we can do is enjoy the ride. And so but the Rock coming out setting the table, and he is truly the final boss because he's on the board at TKO.
Right. If he want to add 31 to the Rumble, he can add 31 and come in there last.
Yeah, yeah. Hey man, so what we got, man? In closing remarks, man.
On the show, it was a great show, and I can't wait to see what's coming next week. And then we got one at Madison Square Garden. I know that's
You
going to
know,
be a big one. So every week it looks like they're going to be putting on an event, not just a regular show. And we got
yeah.
one. I kind of looked at the tickets. We got one coming out our hometown up here in Atlanta, Georgia. I looked at
Oh
the tickets. I
yeah.
don't know about that, but I would like to be there.
They got some for $85 up there. They up there.
I
Like
seen them up
85
there.
up there. Will you be in the building? But
Right,
yeah.
right.
But yeah, yeah, that's gonna be Monday Night Raw, I think July 27th, State
Yeah,
Farm
right,
Arena.
right,
Yeah,
right.
so
State Farm Way.
yes, sir. So yeah, man, we ready, man. And look, now Monday nights is gonna be epic. And Thursday, I mean, on Friday night on SmackDowns, those are gonna, they're not gonna let Raw just have it
Right.
all. SmackDown's gonna be a show now. You have to you just gotta be ready, man. And with the transfer window, you don't know who's gonna show up on whatever show for whatever
Right,
reason.
right, right,
And
right. And before we got one more subject, we're gonna talk about Cody before we wrap up. Before we talk about Cody, I got to look at the time and tell everybody it is definitely
oh
Tiffany
yeah,
time. It's Tiffany
talk about
time.
it.
Finally, McGurk cashed in her belt. Did it so smartly too. You didn't see that coming. She helped Nia defeat Naomi. Celebrated a little bit. Then hit Nia out of the blue with a briefcase. Waited for Bianca to do the KOD. PM PMS prettiest moonsault ever off the top rope, and my girl is the new WWE Women's Champion. Boy,
Yes,
it's gonna be a
sir.
while. It's gonna be some good matches. Hopefully, Charlotte come back. I want to see that one, her and Charlotte. But and Nia got to get a rematch too. Nia's my girl too. But it's definitely Tiffany time over there in SmackDown.
Yes, sir. We at another level, man. Like, and look, you talking about? We just talked about Solo and his rise. She just came over from NXT. What, last year? From NXT,
Like
and
I
she's
don't
only
even
been
know
kind of
it's been a
wrestling.
full. Yeah, it might have been a full year now, but
Yeah.
straight skyrocket. They hooked the Rockets up to Tiffany Stratton. And I like her. And it ain't because she looks. She's a nice looking woman, but it ain't just because of looks. She's athletic, in the ring, top notch for the little time that she has been wrestling. So she is well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, it's well deserved, and again, like she been in some battles with Naomi. She been in some battles with Bianca. She had to deal with the whole situation with Nia Jax, and like she won the Money in the Bank. Like she's earned her spot, and I have zero problem with her being champion, and we get to see what she can do now as the champ, and she's gonna have some challengers coming after her. Gonna have some veterans coming after her. Um,
Right.
I think Naomi has been in the mix here. She had a couple of opportunities against Nia, and don't I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi is one of those challengers for Tiffany's strap. And let's not forget that Jade Cargill is still floating around when she comes back from this beatdown that she had took from somebody. And so there's a lot there. You mentioned Charlotte Flair, so
Right.
we're gonna see, man. But yeah, big shout out there. I'm glad you brought that up. And gave us that SmackDown update. And Tiffany Stratton is the champ.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So before we wrap up, we want to talk about the world champion Cody Rhodes. His reign so far. How have you? What grade will you give Cody's reign since
Oh
WrestleMania?
man. Oh boy. We doing a scale of 1 to 10, or we want to do
No, we're
that.
doing the. Let's do a letter A B C D, or do you give him a F?
Oh wow. I'm not at no F, man, but I'd say this because for me, you got to remember Cody Rhodes has been uh he's been away. So the Cody Rhodes that I remember from WWE and the Cody Rhodes that that has returned to WWE, are two different Codys. And I'll say this: I like some elements of Cody Rhodes and what he's done. I think the story, obviously, of trying to get that championship that his dad never had, which was the WWE championship, uh, was a great story. I think that his rise. Like the thing I will say about Cody is that it feels like he has to earn his. Like nobody's helping him win matches. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
he has
right,
to fight from underneath because Brock Lesnar, he had to fight Brock 3 times, take those beat downs and climb back from losing to Roman that one WrestleMania to end up winning on the next WrestleMania. So he's earned his way. And I think that's the good part. The other good part is he did challenge. Remember we talking about heels and faces. He fought AJ. You know what I'm saying? That's a credible champion. I mean, challenger. That AJ is arguably one of the best wrestlers ever, and he went head to head with him a couple times. He went against. He had a trilogy with Seth. And that's before the championship, but he did have that. But also the thing with KO. I think that I'll say it's I give it a B minus right now, for his run. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not
right,
super exciting. It's not super exciting, but it's kind of an old school style because he
right,
does mention a lot of old school stuff, which I like. You know what I'm saying? And he does give people opportunity. Like that's old school style wrestling. Um, so I give him that, and I give him a B minus because he has held up the company. He's done his job on that end. He gets the kids to sign he's signing belts. He's that kind of hero to everybody, and he's a fighting
right.
champion. And we can't omit that he is a fighting champion. He's out there. You remember? Because think about this: Carmelo Hayes. He had a non-title match against Carmelo Hayes, but he's still out there fighting. He don't have to do that as world champion, but he's
Right,
out there wrestling Carmelo Hayes. He wrestled Chad Gable on SmackDown.
right.
You get what I'm saying? So he is that type of guy that at least if he's your champion, he's going to get out there and fight. And so I give him a B minus on his run. Could it be a little more exciting, a little bit more drama? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like this is
right,
the best drama I've seen now between him and KO. Like these
right.
package pile drivers and all that kind of stuff. Now we getting into something that that helps rise the stock to me. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go with a B minus. What about you?
I'm gonna go with a B. I ain't gonna give him the minus. I'm gonna go with a B. And the
Okay.
reason I said B is probably the same thing as he hasn't had that opponent that
Yeah.
after beating Roman, he hasn't had that opponent that's kind of like, let's
Like a
say,
monster.
yeah, like a monster or dirty. You
Yeah.
had AJ. AJ's a technician, professional in the
Yeah.
ring. When you
Right.
had KO, then he was trying to be little bit more straight lace. You had Chad Gable, who he gave a shot at, and Chad's more technical wrestler as well. He hasn't faced that monster that'll really come after his neck. And with KO's new edge, maybe like you said, doing a package pile driver and things like that, maybe we can see Cody fight now instead of wrestle. I know he
Yeah.
fought with
Yeah. Yeah.
Brock, but we need to see him win a fight, not an actual wrestling match.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Get that real animosity out there. And
Right,
you know
right,
what? We
right,
still and we still haven't seen a Cody Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I mean not Seth Rollins, I'm sorry. Cody and CM Punk for the
right,
world championship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
wow, that's money right there. So, we still haven't gotten to those, type of matches yet with Cody.
Yeah, so I'm giving him a B, and no fault of his own. I mean, he's
Yeah.
been like you said, he's an old school baby face, clean cut champion. He's in it for the kids, all the smiling, kissing babies type. So I understand that he's good for the company.
Yeah.
And so I like that part of it, but like you said, could it could be a little bit more edgy for me for his title run. So it like KO is going to be the first one. Who knows who's next? Drew might turn on him. So we'll see. We'll see. But so far, B probably come back around to it at Mania and see has it changed then.
Yeah, yeah, no problem at all, man. I think we were right in the same kind of wheelhouse with it, and hey, man, that we gave Cody room to grow with this thing, and hey, man, we'll see how long he holds it. It's too many. It's some serious challenges out there, and you know, we'll
Right,
just see,
right,
man.
right.
All right, man. Hey, one more thing before we go, and I
Yes,
know we
sir.
touched on Jay Uso, so just close me out with this. How do you feel about Jay Uso with in this era right now with all the stars that are going on? Like, how do you feel about Jay and where you think he may land?
Uh, I like Jay as far as he gets the crowd hype. He's definitely got the crowd right now. Great matches. Was one time Intercontinental Champion already. I think I like where Jay is. I don't know if I see him being a world champion one day, but I kind of like the fact that he's went out from the Usos and did his own thing as a solo wrestler, and the fact that he does have a crowd behind him, they take him seriously. So I kind of like him. I kind of like him. I'm waiting. I know he won an Intercontinental Championship, but I'm waiting to see him really. He just beat Drew, so I should give him more credit than I'm giving him. But
Yeah.
until he actually gets a title, I don't call him main event Jay just because you're challenging for the belt. You actually, you need to win that main event. They call yourself main event.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. So, I'm with you on it to a degree. I think he's on the rise. He's selling the merch more than anybody. So that's always a great sign. And I just think with if he keeps at it in due time, he can be in one of those spots, but one of those tippy top spots. But right now, there's just too many ahead of him right now. But he just got to keep at it, man. I think he's on the right track. We'll leave it there.
I, I'm gonna ask you this, and if Jay wins the Royal Rumble, would you be disappointed?
I would be surprised if he wins.
That's a good, yeah, yeah. You're right. That'll be a surprise. It'll be
I'd
a
be
surprise.
surprised if he won it, and I'll be excited about it because he will be in that championship spot. But man, I just see it so hard for him to be there because it's like that means okay. Well, let me take it back. If he does, it's him and Cody. If Cody has the belt, so Jay Uso and Cody Rhodes would be an interesting
Yeah,
match,
because they do have a story. They do have a story. You're right.
right? They were tag champions together, right?
Right.
Cody is the reason why Jay is even still wrestling. Remember, because he was supposed to be out of
Exactly.
WWE. He was supposed to quit, and it was
Exactly.
because of Cody, which goes back to Cody and his run. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see, Cody does the good thing, the right thing for the company, and he's helping,
Right.
and so like that would be an interesting match because you have that history behind it, and here's an opportunity for Jay to say thank you by beating him and winning that championship. So, we that would be the best way I can see that go for Jay. But outside of
Right.
that,
Right.
I just don't see him getting all the way up there. Now, if he keeps out, if he can get close and get knocked down, keep getting close, get knocked down, I think that will ultimately help him, and he'll probably get that Kofi championship one day. Like how Kofi got his. So that's where I'm at with it, bro. But man, we knocked it out, man. It's been a minute, but I'm glad we got it done. And Reggie, we'll have to do this again another time. All right. So for Reggie, I'm Mr. 411. Want to thank everybody who tuned in for Turnbuckle Talk and enjoy pro wrestling, man, because it's a great sport. All right. We out of here.